Hi everyone, I'm Alina Vincent. I'm the founder of Business Success Edge, and I'm very excited to be talking about my upcoming event, High Profit Programs. And I have a very special guest here who I'll introduce in just a second. But first, let me give you just a teeny bit of a background about this live event and just kind of set up the stage for what we're talking about today. So my High Profit Programs live event is 3 action-packed days of you creating your very first or maybe next successful online program. So we start with your idea, so you can walk in with having no idea whatsoever, or in a lot of cases just too many ideas and you don't even know where to get started. So I love working with people who are just starting out in business or have been in business for 10, 15 years, just haven't created this online package of their knowledge and expertise. And we go through everything you need to create it. We talk about your idea. We talk about how to test it and how to test it on real people. And you get to do it, a lot of it right there in the room. We talk about how to create a hot title. We talk about how to describe your program in a way that makes people say yes, just from hearing what the results they're going to be getting. And then we talk about all of those little details, what technology you need, how long your program should be, how much should you include, how many modules, how do you create bonuses. So anything and everything that you've ever thought that you needed about the program, that's all happening at the event. And my promise to you is that you can start selling your program before you even leave the event. So you're going to have everything you need to create it. I was just talking to one of the last year's participants. She told me that within a week, so she started selling it right at the event, within a week she had 19 people in her pilot.
Oh,
And then since then she's done a launch, and now she's doing a bigger launch this summer. So things happen. It's totally action packed. Anyway, so enough about this. Let me introduce you to Jacki McLenaghan. And she is somebody who I've met quite recently, and right away we were on the same wavelength when it comes to online programs, when it comes to how you need to build your business. So Jacki, how about I let you introduce yourself so you can tell people about the amazing business you've created.
awesome. Thank you so much. Well, I'm really excited about your program, and I'm really honored that I get to share what I love doing at your event. And I own a company called Pure Potentials, which I'm the founder, and it is a seminar company that trains speakers on how to build a thriving, lucrative speaking business. And yeah, we did meet recently, and it was really great because you're completely right. We're in synergy with this whole thing. You need to have a program if you're a speaker, and if you have a program, you need to be a speaker to sell it.
It's definitely one of the ways that you can
Yeah.
sell a lot of programs
Yeah.
really fast once you figure out the right formula, and you have that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I invited you to be a speaker at my event, because it's such a perfect balance. Because I
Mhm.
teach people how to create the program, and then you will share with them how they can use speaking, whether they're already speaking or they're only thinking about starting to speak, to sell tons and tons of those programs, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how you say that, because it really is just another piece of the puzzle for you.
Mhm.
So that foundation is having the program and then utilizing these different avenues. And I know that you have a ton of different ways that you also sell the program, but
Mhm.
I like speaking. That's kind of my passion.
Well, I like speaking too, and that's
Yeah.
kind of where we met, because I was speaking at somebody else's event and I was selling my program. So
Yeah.
we're right on the same wavelength. You can do launches, you can do webinars, you can do something, but something very powerful, because when you speak, you connect with people.
Yeah.
It's the most transformational experience you can have, other than maybe working with someone one-on-one. That
Yeah.
speaking in front of the group is just so powerful.
I
So
agree.
um, why don't you, we've talked about this before, so I kind of want to hear a little bit more of that story. You have online programs. So
Mhm.
what has having online programs has done for your own business?
Oh, sure. Well, you know what? I'll actually tell you a kind of a funny story. My very first online program, because it was a little
Sure.
bit of a fiasco. I got this idea in my head. But, well, what happened was, actually I was speaking in a place called Grand Prairie, Alberta. And that's
Mhm.
if you know anything about Canada, just a tiny, you maybe don't really want to go there, but one of my sponsors was bringing in Jack Canfield. Like, she was a
Oh,
sponsor for
wow.
some of my events, and she said, you can do a breakout session. So I wasn't going to pass that opportunity up, right?
Mhm.
And I hadn't been working outside of my demographic. This was, years ago. And I thought, I need an online program. I gotta be able to do something for these people.
Mhm.
So I went and I had a great response from the crowd. I actually sold 50% of the room into my online course.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was low. It was a low ticket item. It was about, $200, 8 weeks.
Doesn't matter. Close on 50% of the room. Just own it.
I know, so I was like, yay! So I was so excited. I took my, little pocket full of cash back home to Calgary with me and went, I don't have an online program.
By the way, this is just, I'll let you finish your story too, because I'm sure there's more. But one of the best ways to create a program is sell it, and then you create it. And I'll totally be teaching all that. But I don't know if selling it from the stage is the best way to try.
Yeah, it was interesting. So anyways, I came back and I got myself GoToWebinar, and I was going to deliver it through webinars, and I would record it. But the first one, I had about half the people show up, and it went well. And then the second half didn't come, but my audio was totally corrupt. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I had to kind of go through a whole bunch of things by myself and trying to figure out this tech. And it was really good in one hand, but also, man, I would have wished I would have had your program, because it could have saved me a lot of trouble.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I have people say like, oh, I wish I knew like even people who come to my event who already have programs, they go, oh, I wish I knew everything, because I've made every single one of these mistakes you're talking about.
I know.
Yes.
And then, going through what I think a lot of people do, and you probably see this, is I went, well, I should just get all the proper technology. That's the answer to all of my my problems will be solved. And
how did that work out?
Well, it's been years. Again, where have you been my whole life? And long story short, yes, it can evolve, and you can definitely grow your online programs and have all kinds of the bells and whistles. But at the end of the day, having that piece in place is crucial to the success of, and I don't even think just a speaker's business. I think just business in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's a huge fundamental piece of any business. If you want to be scalable, if you want to have a leveraged business, you have to have this online program that can live outside of you. That is something that doesn't involve your time. And with online programs, you can have it, and you can deliver it in lots of different ways. You can do it live. You can have calls with you, but you can also remove yourself from it completely. And your online program should still give people the results, even if you're on vacation in Maui. So that's the goal, right? That's the big picture.
The dream.
So, now you have amazing online programs. Now you have it. And sometimes it takes years if you don't follow a specific system. The same way with speaking. Anybody can get up on stage and speak. Yeah. But the results, if you follow a specific system, a formula that works, it will save you so much headache and hours of wasted time and wasted opportunities. So,
it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I want to learn something, I find somebody who's already doing it. I'm finding somebody who's already doing it well. And if they have a system, like, I'm there. I don't want to reinvent the wheel.
No.
So that's why I don't want people, like, if they want to sell program, if they want to speak on stage, you're going to be there for them to answer any questions they may have around that.
I agree. I know, because even I was talking to one of my participants in my larger program, my year-long program today, and she's been working on things that we figured out for 20 years. That's really heartbreaking. And she's like, she cried. And this is the same thing with the people with you. When you find something that works and you can see an actual tangible result, why struggle alone? Because then you'll be like me. And you'll have all of these years of really good stories behind you.
Well, that's the benefit is you have so much to share, right? When you're on stage, oh, I've been there, I've done it. You can relate. But if you want to do it faster, if you want to do it with a lot less crying and feeling bad for yourself.
Yes.
Learn from somebody who already has a system. So I'm so glad we're on the same page. And because I work with quite a few people who come to me and they say, I've been speaking and I've been learning speaking. And I'm like, great, what were you selling? Oh, one-on-one session, but nobody wants them. Because it's something really hard to sell from stage. So there's like those two pieces, they go together. So they either have a program, they don't know how to sell it, or they trying to speak, but they have nothing to sell at the end. So like you must have both. They don't exist without each other. At least the way I see it.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. And I also think with the speaking component, what I'm really excited to share with your people is, again, yeah, people get up on stage, and even if they have the program, there is a formula to sell that.
Yes.
It's so awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm very, very excited to have you here. I'm very glad that we're doing this interview to give people a taste of what they're going to
Mhm.
get. I'm going to share this with my community, with people who are
Mhm.
already coming, and just, oh, I think this is like, I am drooling just to hear, to hear what you have to say, because I've heard so many from people who've been through your program, from people who you've worked with before, just such amazing feedback.
Oh,
So
good.
one last question for you. If people are still not sure if they need to create an online program, or if this is the right time to create it, or if this is the right time to go to an event where they get to create it all in 3 days, what would you tell them?
Well, I would think that maybe they don't like money. Do you not like money? Do you have a problem against that? No, I mean, it's with what you're offering, and the fact that it's so much about implementation right on site for these 3 days, like, you cannot get that kind of knowledge because you have the experts in the room with you. I think it's important that people go to live events all the time because they're magical. I mean, I think live events are magical, and especially one where you're actually going to walk out with all of the tools that you're providing, which are outstanding. So it's a no-brainer to go to this. Literally a
Thank you.
no-brainer.
And I
Yeah.
just kind of want to emphasize what you just said, the whole going to live events. I know some people are like, oh, I'll just learn it online. Oh, I'll just do it on my own. But we've met at the live event, and
Yeah.
this is like the beginning of so many more collaborations. And I know we will be doing a lot more things together. And I try to go to live events even if I know the material, because I know that I'll learn more stuff, but it's
Yeah.
not just that, it's all the connections you're going to make. There's something
Oh,
about the shared experience of people trying to work on the same thing, and everybody's there, wants you to succeed and wants to give you the best feedback and wants to
mhm.
see you in action. And then it doesn't stop when the event ends. Like,
Yeah.
we have people who JV with each other. We have people who buy each other's programs. We have people who are lifelong friends because they've met at this event. They
Mhm.
speak at each other's stages, like they're in programs together. Just so much magic happens when
Yeah.
you take yourself out of your comfort zone. Like, so
Yeah.
you're not like having your kids running around and your husband saying, hey, you're still on your computer. Like, there's something about
Yeah.
getting away from it all
Yeah.
and being in this like very, very transformational, very soul-feeding environment with
Yeah.
like-minded people. So
And
yeah,
it's something that you can't even quantify, because if you're
no.
talking to somebody, you'll hear the exact thing and you'll go, wow, I had all of these pieces lined up, but you just put this one here and now my life has changed. And honestly, I've seen that time and time again. So going in with a mindset of, I already know that, that's great,
Mhm.
what you know. Look at if you just move the pieces around a little bit, and it's just, sometimes that just can be completely transformational for your bottom line, for your friendships, for your
Mhm.
products. Yeah, so they have to come. It's
Yeah.
outstanding.
So I think our last message to you guys, thank you for watching this. I hope you can see that it's going to be a lot of fun and
Mhm.
going to be very little fluff. It's going to be, you can actually get to do stuff and apply it right away. And I hope to see you there. If you need to make this decision, get yourself off your chair, get yourself off the couch, wherever you are right now, go and reserve your ticket, because it's going to transform your business. Like, all of this, creating your program, learning how to sell it from stage, and all of the other amazing experts that are going to be in the room, it's going to transform your business. So we'll see you there.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.